Good morning. Today is Monday, November 23rd, 2015. Looking at the monthly chart of the December E-mini contract. and what's happened this month so far? We're almost through the month. We opened in the middle of range, the middle of a 5 to 7 month balance area. Look below balance as I've defined it using the month of June. And tested below, failed. Also tested this trend line, touched the monthly pivot at 2017-25. Looked below it by about 3 handles or so. I've come back in. Right now we are trading right around the previous month's high, which is at 88.25. We're at 87.25 before the open this morning, about an hour and 10 minutes before the open. One time framing higher. I think that's probably one of the more significant things. However, the candle pattern we've got is a stalled high wave candle pattern. We'll see. I think that we're so close to the all-time highs that there's likely test of that. Let's drill down a little further. The weekly chart. We look below the 20 moving average and the 50 moving average, and it failed. Again, back into balance. We're up here right on the highs of 2 weeks ago. And last week, we ended the week as an engulfing week to the upside. So an outside week, which is a bit bullish, but effectively, if you look at the weekly candles here, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. We're really in range of the last 3, 4 weeks, 5 weeks even, and balancing. So market needs more information. I'm not feeling it really to the upside this morning strongly. Let's look at the daily chart. Okay, we are still one-time framing up for the last, let's see, 6 days. Where we'd open right now, we'd be continuing to one-time frame up unless we took out Friday's low. Friday opened gap up, but that gap later in the day was closed, and we ended with basically, after the afternoon rally, we ended with a long-legged doji and forming with these 3 candles here, an advanced block, which will tend to indicate we're stalling out a little bit. And if I throw a fib on here, excuse me, by running a fib retracement here from the high to this pullback low, which was just a throw over 38.2 from the previous move up. We're basically trading right now in between the 76.4, 78.6 retracement, which is an area where we may find sellers, or maybe we have found sellers here. So we are in with last week's range under the high. That's going to be kind of a go no-go level to the upside. A go no-go level to the downside is going to be whether or not we stop one-time framing. Right now we are definitely in balance. Looks like we're trading even right around unchanged from Friday in the previous month's high. So that there may be some chop in that area, but balance rules are going to apply. Firstly with the well, look at the profiles, the overnight inventory in the value area, and then the last Friday's low and last Friday's high, which would also be the previous week's high. I think that that's pretty much all there is to say about that, other than also we could say that we've got a head and shoulders pattern. Let me see here, line here. It runs a neckline right through here. Let me just put it right here. So we could look to either test that or break through it. You can see here's the left shoulder, head, right shoulder, the neckline. Now maybe we could even use it down here. Not really. I don't know. I'm not really impressed with that. We have stayed above it. We broke back through this neckline and are above it. That's actually bullish. A lot of times what we want to see is it to come up, test that neckline, and then resume moving downward. But anything could happen. The pattern is not that important to me at the moment. Really, Friday's low is more important, and whether we see a lot of momentum to try to repair the prominent POC from Thursday, or test the 20 moving average here in the daily. So let's look at the profiles. Overnight inventory right now, I would say, is pretty much neutral. Um, we've been long and short. We've pretty much rotated in the Asian and European markets. So looking at the overnight high and low is just a balance area. We'll see what happens. Opening right now, right around unchanged, prior month's high, half back from last week. So, a lot of neutral references for the moment. And also right on what's going to be today's pivot. It's interesting. We end up with a I don't even remember the last time I've seen pivots look like this. They're just close together. Um, so maybe we'll get some more rotation today, bar existing home sales that come out at 10 or any other exogenous event. But looking below here, we see that we've got a prominent POC and prominent VPOC from Thursday that has not yet been repaired. The overnight, even though it cuts off the lines here, that this needs to be repaired. It's a little bit anomalous as well. And Friday, let me just mention Friday's trading. I'll split it up, see if there's anything noteworthy. Okay, I'm going to mark the N rally high here, right above unchanged, as a possible reference. Also, the H rally high here. The market initially gapped open and rallied, and after the B high, pretty much the only time the market really got any legs is that it was trying to sell off. So C flushed, D rallied, E flushed, F flushed, it rallied again a bit, and then again resumed pushing the downside. It was kind of a tricky day to trade, but if you understood what was happening, you could get a piece of it. So really the play, even though it was a gap up day, and eventually, within the first hour, it looked like it was to go with the gap, but really the play was to sell into the people who were going long. And I wanted to do a trade review on that, but I didn't get to it, and maybe I will later. All right, so I'm going to mark, yeah, I'm out of reference lines again. Okay, so now my chart looks completely cluttered, but and I may drop those pivot points. We'll see. At any rate, actually, let me take those off right now. I can't do it without a lot of trouble. Anyway, all right, so this red line here at 90 quarter, we're marking the H rally high, and at 89, we're marking the N rally high. Since we're opening below that, I'm going to just take these again sequentially, one step at a time. Got a prominent POC in the overnight, so this depends on the strength, but I can really see us opening. Let's say we opened here again. We got an hour to go, so it's almost a moot point. But opening here, rallying up, and then exploring to the downside quickly, or relatively quickly. Maybe chewing through this little divot here, down to this lower distribution S3. Maybe beginning to rotate up, because that's also the value area low. I don't know. Going to take it one step at a time and just beware of these references that it may have a lot to chew through. We may have a lot of indecision this morning, back and forth through the open. So I've got the N high at 89 as an important reference, and also I'm marking the overnight volume point of control, and I may even throw it on 89.50 here for the POC in the overnight, because I will ultimately get rid of these purple letters here and pull my days closer together. So those are the references for today. Scenario being we open in range, in balance, in value, rotate in here with maybe a look above to get the overnight, to test the overnight high above the value area, or down here break below the value area low. First scenario would just be rotational within Friday's range. I'm a little bit more biased to, I'm neutral to slightly bearish, not even a huge sell-off, but we'll see what happens. Could just really flush, but I'm neutral to slightly bearish, feeling more of a rotation to the downside. Maybe looking below the overnight here. Don't know how far we'll get, or if we'll even stop one-time framing. I think that's fairly high odds, but balance, the whole scenario thing for trading is balance rules for me. First stop is going to be the value area high and value area low. Second stop is going to be the overnight high or the overnight low. Third stop is going to be the previous day's low or the previous day's high / previous month's high up here. And just each one of these stations here are going to look for either a look above, accelerate, or look above and um, retrace back into the balance, reversion to the mean type of thing. Okay, have a great day. Thank you.